when they spraying lies, but this is the truth. I ain't gon' post, ain't finna hate on your growth, but they gon' hear my side in the booth. Somebody lied to me too. But
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good with everybody out there, man? I hope everybody's safe. I hope everybody's healthy. And I hope everybody's in their right mind and their right spirit. I'm Mr. Go Get It, man. And I'm coming to y'all with a podcast, Speaking the Real. Coming to you about a situation that's going on right now here in Columbia County. Through Fort White, a situation with a family of four that had adopted kids and they also had some foster kids. It was 9 in total, but I was reading up this morning again, and I see where they is added another child somewhere dealing with in Arizona. Well, I'm coming on here to say I see where a lot of people are saying that, yeah, man, we need to, put these people here out here, what I'm saying, make sure we flame on them. Well, that's gonna get done. They're gonna get flamed on because the whole public, there's nobody out there that's in their right mind that's actually going to say, oh, no, free them or let them go. They're going to get flamed on. My situation is a little more deeper than the family. My situation is a lot deeper than the family. And I feel like that is what we really need to be looking at here. We got the family. They locked up. They out here. But who put the family in charge of the kids? That's what we need to be looking at now. Who allowed this family to adopt and foster these kids? That's where my mind is at, because it's just like in the situation that's going on. If you find corruption or criminal act or something in one area, you keep looking because if it's some there, it goes deeper than what you got going on right now. But what I want to do is start off is saying this. I want to read something that was in the reports, and I know you probably read it as well. But I want to get a good understanding on on it. There's more people need to be looked at here. I'm not saying they're not being looked at, but I haven't seen anything in the last couple of days of saying anything about what organization allowed these people to foster and adopt these kids. That's one of the things I want to really kind of touch on. Another thing I want to kind of touch on is who was doing well in these checks. Who this was on. Who's supposed to be checking up on the kids to make sure the kids are being treated in the proper manner that they're supposed to be treated. Because I also read in some of the writings that the children was illiterate. These kids was illiterate. And some didn't know their birthdays. It shoots my mind back to the situation of slavery. So who was doing a wellness check? What organization are we just giving people children now and just saying, okay, they got them, we ain't gonna worry about that? Because here I read where it say DCF officials were alerted that something was off when one of the children showed up for camp at their local church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Bradford, Florida, with a taser. A taser. Something that was more likely used on them. So my thing is, who was doing the wellness checks? And how was the wellness checks being done? It's a lot deeper than these four individuals here. It's a lot deeper than that to me. Now I don't know about the public opinion, but I will know after I post this, because I truly want to know who are we going after, but allowing these individuals to be able to adopt and foster. Now, I'm my understanding is this: I don't know how the adoption go, but I know they get some type of assistance, just for adopting or fostering a child. I know I know you used to that. From what I can remember, I'm from the old school, and what I mean by the old school, I'm from where they was actually kind of making sure you did what you had to do. And then I also read in one of the articles that this family actually got African American children, blacks, or whatever you want to call yourself, people of color, whatever you want to call yourself. They went and got these children. It's and when you, I'm kind of told. The reason why I'm told is because of the situation is this. How is the state checking up on these people? Because we're dealing with children that say in Arizona as well that's connected with this family in some type of way. Because I read that, I'm like, whoa, instead of 9, it may be 10. Now, also, I noticed in one of the articles that 5 of the children were their biological children. Because they said that, okay, when DCF came, I guess DCF noticed that the children, the biological children, was playing games and watching TV, while the adopted children and the um, other children was working, cleaning, whatnot. Now, when they said that there was children illiterate and didn't know their birthdays, then my mind goes to, I guess it was those other 4 that wasn't the biological child. Because I'm not going to say I can't see anyone doing their biological child like that. I can't say I'm not going to say, I ain't going to say I can't say, because I can say what I want to say. But I'm not going to say that. And the reason why I'm not going to say it is because, you know, most people not going to too much treat their child, the average parent, in that manner. So it seems like to me, and it went to my mind as I read more, it seems like to me this family was actually kind of shooting back to slavery. That's where my mind went. And yeah, man, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna go there because just speaking the real, I'm gonna tell you where my mind went, and that's actually where my mind went. Because this is something that's mind-boggling to me. So then the first thing in my mind went, well, okay, who was checking? Hmm? Who was checking up on these kids? And were you checking? And then how was you checking? I think that's a lot of what the public need to look at, because like I say, this family, they already ripped the shreds, man. They already ripped the shreds. Point blank period. They already ripped the shreds. And that's just the way it is. Now we got to understand this. You put these people in place. Somebody put these people, you didn't, because they're not locked up for kidnapping. You know what I mean? They're not locked up for that. They locked up for child abuse and sexual abuse. A mother, a father, a son, and a daughter. And both white. Now, for the people that may be listening to this or watching this, that's not from this area, both white is we ain't big like that. It's a small little, like it's a small little nice little country area. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, so it's almost like these people knew the system, knew they either knew you're not going to be checking up, not going to be checking up on the children, and you move in the country where it's quiet, where folks don't really get into your business too much out there in the country like that. Now we done kind of upgraded a little bit. We will get in your business a little bit now because social media got us like that. We will get in your business, but Fort White is it's not a big place and it's not like an unfriendly place. So it's like they was hiding with these kids, and then if when you look and see that this child, I guess it was by the grace of God. I'm gonna have to say that it was by the grace of God that this child could take a taser to a church function, a camp function. And mind you, how often have they been taking the children to church to the point where I mean, because I'm like DCL come in after the situation with the church. I think this happened like in July 5th, something like this. It's been a lot earlier than this. It's just kind of hitting now. But everybody's so focused on their family. And ain't nobody focused on who put the family in charge. Who gave the family that authority? Who gave the family that right? That's what we need to be looking at now. Because if you want to correct some problems, go to the top. Go to the top. That's how you correct the problem. Stop hitting the middleman. Middleman don't know what's really going on. He getting his notes from up there to the top. So who put this family over these kids? That's what we actually need to be asking ourselves. Truly. You know what I'm saying? If we really are concerned about the kids, and when I say the kids, not just these kids, there are more kids out there being done like this, and I truly believe that it needed to be checked on the kids of color. You check on them because this is an eye opener here, man. And we know what type of world we living in, and we need to stop acting like we not living in that type of world. We living in that type of world. This world is evil. This world has been evil. To be honest, the world has been evil since Adam and Eve. It started with them. So let's stop acting like, oh no, this has been, it's been evil. And you got to check. Everybody not going to treat certain things the way they treat it. You got people that you go on the job with, and that person don't treat the job the way you treat the job. That's just facts. And you got to deal with it. But when it comes down to this situation, man, come on now. Who put these people in charge of these children? And who was supposed to be checking on these people? Because you dealing with some kids that's from 7 years old. I think they say 15, 16. So these are these are foster kids and these are adopted kids. These are not these people's children, man. And then they are not of their own race anyway. If you want to be serious, come on now. You check on that kind of stuff. You check on that. And then if you ain't got the manpower to check on it, then you gotta put some people in place that's gonna allow you to have the manpower to check on it. Because you be crying about, oh, we don't have enough staff. Then yes, hey, y'all need to hire somebody. I guess not to have so many stipulations on how somebody can come in. Just know if they love children and want to make sure the job done, they're gonna go in this house and check on these people. They're gonna check and see what these people got going on. Everybody ain't no saint, man. Everybody ain't no evil person either. But we're not always in our right mind. None of us is always in our right mind. What I mean by that, none of us always cool, calm, and collected to the point that we say, oh, I don't get angry. Come on now. Everybody get angry. Everybody got a breaking point. And if you believe in the word of God, it tells you what Jesus had his. He just persevered through. So yeah, check on these people, man. But a lot of people intentions about these kids ain't the same as other people's intentions. Some people want to see the world a better place. You got 9 children in your house, man, and I don't know how many of them they saying that was illiterate or whatever. But that's the future. So who put them in charge of the future? And then whoever put them in charge of the future, who supposed to come by to keep to make sure you still concerned about the future? These are the things we need to look at, because they got them locked up. The only thing we can look at them crazy for is you let them go. That's the only thing we can look at you crazy for. You let them go. But we also got to look at you and be like, who put them in charge? Who said they was the perfect family or the best family? Because I don't want to say perfect. Because we not there. We're not gonna get there. I don't want to say perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this. Who felt they was the best family? When you look at these people mug shots, man, I don't know how many people believe in spirits, but I do. I believe there's two spirits. It's a good one and it's a bad one. You know, and these spirits to be able to recognize that spirit, if you feeding that spirit to understand what's going on around you, who put these people in charge like that? And then who put it to where even how long have they been in Fort White? Are they real? Are they just? I mean, because and the reason why I'm asking these questions because anybody that's out there that's listening to this and watching this, I'm asking because I want you to give me some answers in the comments. Whoever have worked in children's adoption agencies, if you get a taste of this video, put in the comments on how it was done and how it's supposed to be done. Do they just shut down and don't check on the kids no more? They don't walk in the house with a tablet and look around and make sure this is right, that is right. Because I done been through some child custody cases. Well, I ain't gonna say cases, but a child custody case to where they came straight in the house and they looking in the house and this didn't go on for no 1 or 2 months. This went on for almost like 2.5 years. And that was for my child that I was trying to keep. You feel me? So now we're talking about a child that don't even belong to these people and that we just trying to find a home for these people. So when you find a home, I want to know, do they just stop going to the home to check on the kids? Do they leave it like that? Or do they come in or they got a certain time? Like they say, well, okay, do they check on the child until the child is already under 18, 19? Or how did that go? That's what Mr. Go Get It want to know. I'm confused on a lot of this situation of how did these people, get this? I mean, actually get these kids and was able to watch over these kids and to be able to, I mean, to the point where you could tell us that this lady was putting a board, across the child's chest and pressing on it and spraying vinegar in their face at the point of where they was getting splinters in their chest. Okay, I work at a lumberyard, and the plenty lumberyard. Them splinters, sometimes it take 2, 3 days, sometimes a week for some of them splinters to come out of your body if they get pushed in real good. So you mean to tell me who? Nobody was checking on their kids? When nobody checking on these children. And if you was checking, what you did, look, I seen a video of outside the house. If you was checking outside the house, man, I guarantee you, in my own mind, I need to go in this house. That's how I'm thinking. So who was doing the wellness check? Or they don't do it no more? Those are the questions I be want to ask. Those are the questions I want to know. Because I'm wondering, man. I'm like, really, man. We got the family. Now, who is the genius? Who is the genius that picked this family? That said this family could make it happen. They could raise these children. Because those children are at the age to be in a daycare. They was at the age to be in school. what's really happening? Who doing the checking? See, because I know a lot of times they even had it to the situation back in the day. That's why I say I'm old school. Back in the days, I remember them. They would go to the school when the child got there to make sure you wasn't around the child. To try to but they go the child in coercing the child, or scaring the child, and then saying everything good. Now, what happened to those types of checks? You're talking about some illiterate children that some of them didn't even know their birthdays. So what? Come on now. Come on now. Let's be real. Let's check on this. Let's honestly look at what's supposed to be looked at, and that's the people that was in charge, that put these people in charge of those children. What organization was that? Then when you find out what organization, you find out who was on that case, who was the caseworker. You find that caseworker, then you find out there's more caseworkers, and you ask them, what did you do? And you come on with it. Come on now.
What am I to do? When they spraying lies, but this is the truth. I ain't gon' post, ain't finna hate on your growth, but they gon' hit my side of the booth. Somebody lied to me too.
Do whatever they want to do.
But busy gon' peep. People divide and they conquer, and others allow it, cause they are not solid, they weak. What you know about loyalty? I can see. What about the vibes you get, cause they creep? Wasn't in the mix, but
worry
about
the streets.
I was on the east, right down from the tree. I was on the west, rapping Wall Street. When the Indians where Mills used to preach. On that same road, I got my hind beat. Still I glowed up and helped to find me, keep it.
Who said these people were the number one people? How long have they been doing this? Who was supposed to be checking on the kids to make sure these people were the number one people? Come on now. Seems like to me, instead of building concentration camps in the United States, you need to be building some children homes. Because if you can't put them in a good home, you need to find a facility where they can at least be able to play and learn schoolwork and all that. There, it might sound like prison, but it's safer as long as the people that's watching them are people that love and care for children. Stop getting these short-tempered people. Stop getting these people that don't want to work but just push the paperwork through. Yeah, I'm talking to the state, man. In the United States, because this ain't a Columbia County problem. This a nation problem, because we got a child that's caught up in Arizona with these people. So that means we just shoveling children around. You know what I mean? Who doing it? Yeah, who doing that? That's who we need to be putting feet to the fire. Those are the people feet that need to be put to the fire. Because you got to have enough love and caringness for these children to make sure who you say gonna be watching over them is watching over them and taking care of them and making sure that they are being provided with everything they need to be a positive future person in the United States, in their little world where they live in, that far as they city, they county, they state. But you just come on, man. That's what I want to speak the real on. Because I know the family fried. I know they fried. Because the state not gonna let them go. Because you already look bad, because y'all, it's somebody y'all put in charge. Y'all did that. And y'all need to be looked at. Hey man, who did this? What organization actually made this happen? And what organizations were supposed to keep a tab or eye on what's going on? Yeah, we need to check that out, man. You know, this the court records show that Brian and Jill Griffith, ages 47 and 41, along with their biological children, Dylan and Liberty, ages 21 and 19, were arrested Thursday after DCF investigators found numerous abused children at their home in Fort White. Y'all found them. They was lost? what they lost. Because the state supposed to know where they was at. They was adopted kids. They was adopted kids. They was foster children. I thought the state supposed to keep a tab on them all the way up to the age of 18, 21, or whatever like that. That's, some when they got old enough to move on their own and do what they got to do. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that. I ain't never worked for the state. That's why I'm asking these questions, because I really want to know. Anybody that's listening to this, watching this, if you know anybody that worked for the state in this capacity, to the point the way it was with DCF, dealing with children or whatever, organizations of adoptions, because foster home, foster care, because a lot of these agencies are private. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really I really want to know, because the adoption agency could have been private, or the foster could have been private. Now those are the things I think the state actually and the government actually should be involved in. I don't think there should be no private adoption agency. Private? Come on, man. Private? Why you got it private? Because all you're doing is making money now. That's all you're trying to do. So you're gonna shuffle kids around. No, I don't think. Yeah, that's what the state should be involved in. Stop all this private mess. Because a lot of these private people like that, they wicked. Their mentals is messed up. Private. Oh man, I won't help from the state, and I won't. The reason why, because y'all gonna make sure these kids are put. Because I'm not gonna do nothing I don't love. I'm not gonna do nothing I don't love now. No, and I don't do nothing for just kicks. I'm just gonna do it. No, I don't do that. You know what I mean? And I don't think none of it. No, I don't think no one should do that. But there's people that does that, and the reason why that I believe no one should do that, because you have situations like this. People don't take the job serious. Who's supposed to be watching over these children? Who's supposed to be the one that came in and interrogated these people before you ever even allow these people to get these children? Those are the questions Mr. Go Get It want to have answered. And anybody that knows about it, or know somebody that know about it, that's yay, man. But I'm just coming on here on speaking the real, man, just to let you know. I'm gonna speak the real on this one. And there's a lot of things I see out there that I be wanting to speak the real on. But I already be knowing the answer to a lot of what I be seeing when it comes down to the mental of people. But on this situation, this here goes further now, because somebody put them in charge. And that person need to be looked at too. I haven't seen that on the news nowhere about that. Yeah, I try to go on here. I go on here every day and try to keep up with it now, because I really want to see if they're gonna go even further than that's just family. Because this family, they cook, they fry, they need to be cooked, fried, dyed, laid to the side, on or justifiably, however. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is who put them in charge? That's what Mr. Go Get It want. And I think it might be some other people out there want to know too. Who put them in charge? Are y'all checking on these agencies? And was it a private agency, or was it an agency? Was it an agency that's actually up under the state? Because I think the private agency still have the answer to the state. I'm not for sure, but I know private. It's more of a money kick when you go private. It's more of a money kick, because now you paying for not to be seen, be taught. I'm paying not to get in my business. So yeah, that's that's how it is. Like you go to a private school, you're gonna have to pay, or it's gonna be certain things you got to do for a private school, public school. That's why they tell you the teaching is. They should tell you the teaching is lower, but I don't really believe that. I believe that the teacher is at a public school, and she really loves kids. She gonna teach their kids, because she gonna bring in all type of stuff for herself as well, for to advance them for what the school may not have, because that's a love for what she have for the kids. That's why I go right back to the love of this job. You gotta have some love for this job, because whoever put them in charge should have loved this job enough to say, okay, we gotta check on these kids, or let's dig a little deeper. You know what I mean? Let's dig a little deeper. And I truly believe that didn't happen. And I can say this: the state let those children down. or whatever private agency that they was going through. If it's a private agency or a state agency, you let them down. Simple as that. Them people, you know what I'm saying? You, you can only let a person, those people, I don't feel they let the kids out after they abuse the kids. The state let them down because y'all put them in harm's way. And they didn't even know that this was y'all job because they're kids. They don't know that y'all job is to put us in protection until they get out of it. When they realize y'all didn't protect them, oh man, that's when they know. Y'all let them down, man. So anybody got some information on this, or anybody that know about this, that work for this, y'all go in the comments, man. Comment on what I said. Say what you want to say. It's cool, man. Just speaking the real, man. It's cool. I'm just giving my opinion on what I feel, and I feel like we should be looking a little further than these family of four. We need to be looking at the state or whatever agency or whoever has anything involved with moving these kids or allowing these kids to be with these people and who's supposed to be checking on these kids. You know, that's just common sense. Let's be honest. Okay. So anybody got no information, hey man, go in the comments. Go in the comments. Hey, and I need y'all to like, and I need y'all to share, and I need y'all to subscribe to my channel, Speaking the Real Podcast. It's Speaking the Real Podcast on Instagram. It's Speaking the Real Podcast on YouTube. It's Speaking the Real Podcast on Facebook, and it's Mr. Go Get It on TikTok. Y'all make sure y'all like and y'all subscribe. Y'all know anybody that know anything about this, hey, drop something in them comments, man, so we can find out what's going on. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this thing, see if they're gonna ever try to find out what organization we've had these people with these kids. Because I think that need to be a subject talked about, a subject brought up, and a subject investigated. On Mr. Go Get It, Speaking the Real Podcast. I'll be back at y'all again with some arousement. Peace.
When they spraying lies, but this is the truth. I ain't gon' post, ain't finna hate on your growth, but they gon' hear my side in the booth. Somebody lied to me too.